Hey guys, it's Alec, and I know I probably just posted for my 3 weeks post-op, but I'm also going back to school, and I really want to talk about that experience as well. Well, it's like the first 2 days, because I went back Wednesday, so that was the 3rd of September, and I'm just going to start by commenting on how I like my teachers so far, what I think of them in general, and like what they're doing for me so they can compensate because I just got surgery. So on my A days, because at my school we break it up A days and B days, so I have 4 classes each day, I start with SAT prep with 2 teachers that seemed pretty cool. One was my freshman math teacher, who I'm kind of on the fence about. She seems much cooler about this class than about Algebra 2. Maybe we'll get along better this year. I don't know. Freshman year was a harder year for me, so I'm hoping maybe I'll get along better with her this year. And definitely the other teacher, he seemed really cool. It was funny because they played like the name game, so they tried to basically compete, and they would each go for one name that they knew definitely. And she comes up to me, and of course freshman year I wasn't going by Alec. I was trying to towards the end, but it didn't really work out. It did like with my friends, but not with my teachers. So she was like, Alex, and I was like, actually it's Alec, and he's just like, does that mean she doesn't get the point? And I'm like, sure, why not? Why not? Then I have US History 2 honors with this teacher, and let me tell you, I heard a couple things that she was terrifying. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And so I look at her, and I got this terrifying, intimidating look, and I was like, oh, fuck. There I go. And then she started talking, and her demeanor was so sarcastic, and I was just like, yeah. Especially since that was the first day of school, and I woke up, my inspiration was like Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. She really reminds me of him, and I'm just like, yeah. And it's nice because I don't really like the teachers that like to call you, and they're like, oh, your parents can do this, I want to contact with your parents. My parents aren't the one taking the fucking class. I am. If I have a problem with grades, I have a problem with something, you're gonna get an email from me, not my parents, no one else. I definitely see that I'm possibly more self-sufficient than other kids in my grade. I'm not 100% sure, but that's probably because since freshman year, I've had to be self-sufficient and tell my teachers, like, look, this is my name, this is my pronouns. If you have any questions, you can come and talk to me about them. I'm open to questions, but I've had to be self-sufficient for a while now because I'm not going to have my parents come out for me. Oh yeah, and also with my US History 2 honors teacher, after class, because she explained that we were doing a lot of essays, and after class, I basically asked her, like, look, can't really write right now. Can I get a Chromebook, which is the laptops that are issued to our school? And she was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So basically explained a couple things, but I never exactly said I was trans. This will come back up in a little bit. So then I have pre-calc, and it was hard to get a read on this teacher at first, but she seems like she's going to be an easier teacher for like an easier class, if you know what I mean. And she's gonna make it an easy class. Some teachers just make classes easier, even though the subject may be hard. So she seems like she's gonna make the class easy, which makes my life easy. Even though she just like asked for my parents' phone number and all this stuff, I was like, all right, just take it. You know, make my life easy, make it easy. Then my final class of the day on A days is World History, AP World History, guys. AP. If you don't know what AP is, for anyone outside of the U.S., or you've just never heard of it, it's advanced placement, which is basically a college level course at a high school. So that's what I have with actually my freshman history teacher. And he is one of my favorite teachers. He's probably one of the reasons why I took that class, and I'm very glad I did. Now, at the beginning of, I guess, the second day of school, I went to him and I was like, look, explain my situation, because guidance did send out emails, but it's like the first week of school, and I can't expect teachers to remember everything. Like, I'm just that important. They have like 130 students, and I understand that they probably may not remember it, so I give them reminders. So when I go to grab a Chromebook, they're not like, what the hell, I didn't tell you to grab a Chromebook. They've pretty much all given me permission at this point to get a Chromebook when we're taking notes and so forth. But I talked to him, he was really cool, and he's a really caring guy. And it's so cool that he's one of my favorite teachers, and I'm finally getting taught by him again. Because my freshman year, he was really cool about me being trans. He took into consideration that I didn't want to be called by my birth name, and school couldn't call me Alec. So he called me by my last name, which was really nice because that made it easier for the kids in that class to call me Alec, because they didn't have a teacher calling me by my birth name, basically switching things up. And he's a really nice, caring guy, so he asked me like how I was doing. I was like, I'm great, thank you, everything went well, and I am so happy about that. But it does promise to be a challenging class. Then I have concert band in the morning, which right now, I've had him for a couple years now. He's also the marching band director, same band director. So he knows the spiel on me, nothing new. He's known since like I've known, because we need to plan for marching band. So right now, I can lift an alto sax. So I can't really play right now, but I can lift it. But I actually play the bari sax. So here's the thing, since the bari sax is so huge, if none of you ever like played or known what it is, it's really heavy too. The alto sax is much smaller, but the sax body is the same sort of. You get what I'm saying? So I can finger things on the alto sax body and look at music, and then by the time I can hold my bari, I'll be able to play it and I'll know some of the music, which is great. He's cool with that. I'm great. Then I have the new teacher. We had a teacher leave last year, and he was supposed, apparently, like before walking in this class, my friend is just like, well, this teacher really would have liked you if he was here. And I'm like, why? Why'd you have to say that? Because now I go into the new teacher and I'm like, ugh. And I was a little bit skeptical because I asked my friends who had her the day before me, and I was like, did we do any summer reading? What's she like? And they're just like, eh. I heard like the most hyper person ever. But it seems like I'm actually gonna gel with her. She seems like a really cool person. And so when I walked in there, everything was really cool, and I actually kind of enjoyed the class. I explained after about surgery. I guess she forgot the email or didn't read it or something, and so this is where I started to notice some of my teachers may not know I'm trans, because she said, oh, what happened? Because I said, oh, I can't write, and she goes, oh, what happened? I said, oh, I got surgery. And I didn't explain what surgery or anything like that, because most people just leave you alone after that. And I didn't really know her in first day. It's not like, oh, I'm trans. But it gave me the inkling that some of my teachers that don't know me previously before this year probably don't know I'm trans. And that honestly makes me feel good. Because finally I have teachers who aren't going to stumble on pronouns. I'm just a guy right from the get-go, and I'm not going to be treated any differently with them, and it feels so nice to have that weight off my shoulder, like, you don't need to know. And it feels great, to be honest, because my name is legally changed, so all I see is Alexander, and I'm like, this is great. Then I went to my next class, which was behavioral sciences, and this teacher seems awesome. Apparently this is like a senior elective, so it's basically really easy. She even said, she was just like, this is like an introduction to psychology. We do most of the work in class, really easy to ace, and I'm like, I'm there. I'm so excited because if any of you don't know me in person, I want to be a criminal psychologist, so criminal profiler. And this is the first year I've actually been able to take some sort of psychology course, even if it's just called behavioral sciences. I'm excited. It seems pretty cool. And we're doing a lot of projects, and one's a serial killer project, which makes me even happier. Because if I want to be a criminal profiler, here it is. Here's the project I've been waiting for so long. And even she didn't seem to know that I had surgery or anything. It just seemed like they didn't know I was getting surgery, or why even. And this just made me feel good inside and safe. And finally, I have physics with the teacher that I had last year in advisory, who seemed very stiff and annoying, but she actually is really passionate about science, which makes for a good teacher. And so I'm excited because whenever a teacher's passionate about their subject, you know they're going to help you all the time, and they're going to like questions. They're going to enjoy teaching you something that they love too. And even though you may not love it, it makes it easier because things just flow from them. Even though she was really, really boring first day. So that was the first couple days. This is 15 minutes of filming. Fuck, what I've been talking about. I hope this is enjoyable. Sorry for posting so much. I love you guys. I thought this was important. And